しいぞ。ミコのやつどこにもいないし、アヤトとアヤカも見当たらな。もしかしてオイラたちが早く来すぎたのか？でも
聞いた。ゆうべここで二重神を見た人がいるそうよ。
二重神ってウリ二つの人が現れるっていう？
二重神に会った人は人知れず二重神と入れ替わっちまうらしいぞ。それも3日以内に。
それってただの怪談でしょ？
二重神って確か稲妻の怪談だよな。怪談の中でもかなり有名な部類らしいぜ。いつの間にか友達が入れ替わっている。タイミング的に昨日の夜の出来事と関係してそうだと思わないか？それに二重神ってゲームの分身とちょっと似てるよな。もしかしたら吉報士がうっかり妖力を漏らしちゃ今はあんまり手がかりがないし、ひとまさゆたちまだ来てないみたいだな。さゆなら確かにありえそうだな。あれ？誰かがこっちに向かってきてるぞ。なんだ？設備を調整しに来た人か？でも昨日はあんな人いなかったぞ。あ、どっか行くぞ。もしかしてあいつ途中で何度も振り返ってた。やっぱり怪しいぞ。そうだな、あいつ誰かに会いに行くみたいだ。冬
ただいま戻りました。ゲームの分身に異常はないようです。おそらく昨夜の異常現象とは関係ないかと。
ふむ。他に怪しい点は？
おはよう、旅人、パイモン。
映像なんでお前まで。
天領奉行の密偵を尾行するなんて、どんな大それたやつかと思ったら、まさか君たちだったとはね。
旅人パイモン。
申し訳ございません。私が未熟なばかりに全く尾行に気づけず。
相手が彼女なら仕方ない。
それで一体どういうことだ？天領奉行は何を調べてるんだよ。
それはだね。
命令があってな。申し訳ないが伝えることはできない。
命令？オイラたちにも教えられないのか。
事態は切迫しています。彼女には真相を教えましょう。
将軍様。
将軍がどうしてここに？
一目見ただけで分かったのですか？
将軍様、まだこの者については調べておらず。
構いません。この者はまさに私たちの友人である旅人だと私が断言します。目つきや気配、体内から湧き上がる複数の元素の力。
かしこまりました。昨日天領奉行は幕府からこのような報告を受け取った。開発計画と土地観測を行う調査隊を派遣したところ、野外で気絶している人を発見したと。意識を失っているだけでなく、どうやら底なしの悪夢にとらわれ目覚められないようだ。
やめろ。来るな。
彼らが倒れていた場所にはほのかに妖力が残っていた。 その痕跡をたどっていくと、参戦花祭りの会場近くに着いた。そう簡単にはいかない。会場に広まっている二重心の噂はお前たちも聞いただろう。犯人は姿を変え、人を惑わす能力を持っていると思われる。今現在ももしかしたら会場に紛れ込んでいるかもしれない。
それを明らかにしないまま参戦花祭りを中止すれば、中に潜んでいる犯人は混乱に乗じて逃げ出すだろう。ほんの少し動きを大きくするだけで相手に悟られる恐れがある。全面的に封鎖すれば犯人は警戒し、
確かにそのリスクはあるな。
今回の参戦花祭りは人間と妖怪の交流を促すために踏み出した新たな一歩。
うん。だから夜中に天領奉行の兵を大量に変装させて会場に潜入させたんだ。道を修繕するという名目で近くの道に詰め所も設置した。一般市民にはできる限り遠ざかってもらえるように。
将軍様も労を惜しまず、一晩中あたりの見張りをされていた。
幸い新たな犠牲者は出ませんでした。
あの雷ってお前の仕業だったのか。
私どもの力不足で将軍様のお手を煩わせてしまいました。
私の独断です。あなたたちが気に病む必要はありません。昨夜は犯人を追っても拉致が開かなかったため、あなたの無事を見届けた後、巫女に相談しに行くことにしたのです。それゆえ姿を見せられませんでした。申し訳ございません。
そうだ、ミコといえばあいつはどこにいるんだ。
巫女には付近の妖力の痕跡を調べてもらっていました。その妖力は現れたり隠れたりしているものの、やはり妖豪山にとどまっています。
もし犯人が会場に紛れ込んでいるなら、きっと今もそこを離れていないだろう。昨夜会場とその近くにいたのは一部の職員を除いて神社で寝泊まりできるよう手配されていた作り手たちだ。
巫女は今社奉行の上里兄弟に同行して職員の正体を密かに確認しています。じきに結果が出るはずです。そして会場にいる作り手たちの確認ですが、巫女の手が離せない今、他の人にやってもらう必要があります。現状、天領奉行が表立って介入するのは適していません。しかし審査員の身分で作り手に質問するのはごく自然に見えます。
つまり会場に話をしに行って怪しい人物を探せばいいんだな。
まさにその通りです。旅人さん、友人を疑い探るのは心苦しいと思われるかもしれませんが、しかしもし友人が本当に妖怪とすり替わっていたら、おそらくもっと危険な状況となるでしょう。ええ、全てが杞憂だといいのですが。
お前たちはこれからどうするつもりだ。裏で調査を続けるのか。
裏で動いても手に入る情報は限られてる。現場に入る方法を考えないとならない。万が一の事態に備えるなら、やっぱり会場にいる方が対応しやすいしね。
しかし将軍様の尊い身分で理由もなく会場に入れば大きな騒ぎを引き起こすかもしれません。
心配する必要はありません。その点はすでに巫女と話し合っています。彼女は妙計を思いついたと言っていました。ただまだ少し準備が必要とのことです。
ミコの妙計か。
あなたの心配もわかります。ですので彼女の準備が整う前に先に手がかりを見つけていただけるとこちらとしてもありがたいです。
眠い。昨日は熟睡できなかったぞ。無 主たち、どうしてそんなに元気なんだ？節より遅くまで起きてたはずなのに。
弱い。吉報しちゃん、友達をそんな風に言ったらあかんで。昨日の案はほぼさゆちゃんが考えてくれたもんやねんから。元気でんくてもしゃあないやろ。さゆちゃん、もう少し休んどくか。この後の面はうちが考えとくで。さゆちゃんを祭りに呼べるなんてめったにないことやのに、楽しんでもらえへんかったら本末転倒や。
大丈夫だ。まだ頑張れそう。宵宮もさゆも変わりなさそうだな。吉報士も今まで通りだぞ。そうだな。二重心が外見を変えるだけなら昔のことには答えられないはずだ。よし、その作戦で行こうぜ。
白髪、金髪。二人ともえらい早いんやな。
おう、審査員だから早く来ないとな。
審査員は遊芸を作るわけでもないのに、なんで早く来る必要があるん？
こういうのは急ぎの依頼や緊急事態であることが多い。こいつがお前たちに早く会いたいって。
なんや、やぶから棒に。
なんだ、つまり昨日お前たちの遊芸を遊んでたら急に昔のことをいろいろ思い出してさ。だから朝早く来て昔話でもしようかなって。ほら、遅い時間だとお前たちの作業を邪魔しちゃうかもしれないだろ。
白髪、怪しい？あんたもか。実はうちも昨日思い出してん。ほんで、アランナラに関するもんを作ろう思ってたんや。せやけど、頭ん中でぐるぐる考えるだけで言葉にしようとすると全然うまくできんくて。ロロンロロ？うまいもん？食べられへんで。スメールのちっこい妖怪みたいなもんや。かいらしゅうて優しいんやで。それに夢も見せてくれる。そう考えるとキッポーシちゃんにちょっと似とるな。もしキッポーシちゃんがスメールに行ったらきっといいならや。いいロロ？
スメール、そこの夢は特別だと聞いたことがある。そこから何か発想を得られればこんなに頭を使わなくて済んだかもしれない。
うちもあん時見た夢は簡単に説明できへんねん。あんたもせやろ？
まあいい。はあ、主たち一体どんな夢を見たんだ？
とにかくいろんなことがあって、なごなってしまうし、遊芸終わらせてから喋ろか。そん時は思い出すん手伝ってや。あかんあかん。つい話し込んでもたわ。今日はまだ作らなあかん面がぎょうさんあるのに。
じゃあオイラたちはこれ以上邪魔しないでおくぜ。頑張れよ。
金髪、白髪、新しい遊芸、遊びに来い。
思い返してみるとほんといろいろあったぜ。みんなと話さないとなかなか振り返る機会ってないんだよな。 目的？わあ、完全に忘れてたぞ。でも正直あいつらは問題ない気がするぞ。むしろ無理やり話題を作ろうとしてたオイラたちの方が怪しかったな。オイラも反省してるぞ。会ってすぐに思い出話するなんて確かにおかしかったし、次は審査員の立場を利用して攻めてみるか。遊芸を設計した経緯を聞いて本物かどうか見極めるんだ。さっきおしゃべりしてた時トーマたちを見かけたから早速試そうぜ。よっトーマ、ちょっと設計の構想について聞きたいんだけど、今大丈夫か？
お、早くも仕事に着手してるのかい、審査員さん。
石鹸？小僧？
ならトーマの親分に聞いたらいいぜ。
ゆうべトーマの親分と症状は深夜まで起きて案を練っていた。なのに今もピンピンしてるなんて、トーマの親分すごいな。
大げさだよ。でもまあ、審査員の質問には班の中で一番会話に長けたものが答えた方がいいだろうね。
ふんふん、面接みたいなもんだからな。悶絶？
何でも聞いてくれ、審査員さん。最初は老若男女問わず楽しんでもらえる。
ちょっと待った。老若男女問わずなんてふわっとした回答は求めてないぞ。もっと具体的なターゲット層を言ってもらわないと。
パイモン先生のおっしゃる通りだね。じゃあ訂正させてもらうよ。まずは0歳から18歳までの育ち盛りの若者。
うんうん、確かに体を動かした方がいい年齢だな。
次に体力に満ち溢れた19歳から40歳までの大人だ。
体力があれば思いっきり楽しめそうだもんな。
それから41歳から60歳までの中高年。体を鍛えた方がいいだろう。
確かに体を鍛えて病気を予防しないとな。でもなんか雲行きが。
最後に61歳から1000歳以上のやる気のあるお年寄りだ。
じゃなくて、それじゃあ全部含まれてるじゃんかよ。
はは人間と妖怪が共に楽しむための遊芸だろ。1000歳以上の妖怪たちも入れてあげないと。
鎧は入れなくていいぞ。
それにさっきパイモン先生は俺の観点にどれも賛同してくれてた。今さら手のひらを返したりしないよね。
次の質問だ。
と俺からは以上だけど、審査員さんのお気に召したかな。
困った様子はみじんもなかったぞ。
はは褒めすぎだよ。面接で受け答えがうまいからって遊芸そのものが優れているとは限らない。やはり体験してもらわないとね。じゃあ俺は今日のステージの制作に取り掛かるよ。完成したら遊んでみてくれないか。さて早速始めるとするか。
トーマの親分マジやべえ。
どれもトーマらしい答えだったし、何も違和感はなかったぞ。それに昨べは症状と一緒に夜遅くまで遊芸の準備をしてたって言ってた。となるとオイラたちが悪夢の妖怪に会った時間、トーマにはアリバイがあるってことだ。一つ目小僧たち3人はずっと一緒にいるから、もし誰かに問題が起きたら気づくはずだよな。全く手がかりが見つからないぞ。 残るはココミたちのところか。とりあえず行ってみようぜ。
Huh? White fur and yellow fur are here early.
You're here alone? Huh. Where are Kokomi and the others?
Don't know about Great Yokai, but Soul Lady is behind you.
Soul Lady? Oh, as in Soul of the Deep. Okay. Wait, did you say behind us? Kokomi! A little warning next time! Energy? Oh! The numbers you write in your diary!
In a tree? Dry berry?
Oh, sorry.
Kyobo Koban is a criminal?
No, of course not! You're in the clear.
In the clear. Is good? Good.
What about Mizuki? Where did she go?
Something tells me a certain someone is missing me.
Huh? Miko and Mizuki!
Hello, traveler. Paimon.
Yes, I left the rest to the young fellow from the Kamisato clan. At least for now, there's nothing suspicious to note.
That means the culprit didn't manage to sneak in. That's a relief.
Just like that, you let down your guard? And all it took was for me to wear her face.
The culprit? It's you!
Oh? Greedy little thing. I thought we agreed on 20. Oh, it's getting harder and harder to tease you, traveler.
Oh, can you stop with the teasing then? Even I'm reaching my limit.
500 years and you're still not used to it? Sounds like you need more practice.
At least spare me for the day. I can't take the mental torment right now. I'm running on fumes. Investigated the shogunate officials' nightmares, analyzed the traces of yokai power around Mount Yogo. Oh, and worked on some new game stages, of course.
All in one night?
Well, I didn't want someone to ruin the Mikawa Flower Festival, but I also wanted to do my best for my part of the festival. Besides, I've talked to many patients who worked multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Compared to that, complaining about one night of hard work is a little unreasonable, don't you think? You're very persuasive, Kokomi. It would seem you also have a talent for clinical psychology. I'll leave it to you two then.
Sweet dreams.
Mizuki really cares about the festival, huh? She's putting so much pressure on herself.
Perhaps she's reminded of the festivals of the past when I was just a kid, and Mizuki a young Baku. We would rush past the other yokai, desperate to get the first piece of fried tofu from the ramen stand. It would seem she hasn't forgotten, even after 500 years. know, there's something to be said for knowing when to keep your mouth shut, little one. Well, enough about the past. We must focus on the matter at hand.
But you didn't notice anything suspicious, right? That should mean the culprit didn't sneak in.
That's one possibility. The other is that the culprit's transformation is even more convincing than we imagined. In that case, we need a detective with a more professional skill set. Or we need to find a way to provoke them and get their facade to crack.
But that sounds dangerous.
If the culprit is deep in disguise, a slight provocation won't completely expose them. What we need is to create reasonable doubt. Make the culprit question whether their cover is blown. As they hesitate over whether to make some kind of last stand, that is our chance. Oh, A didn't tell you? Allow me to show you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Mikawa Flower Festival, it is my honor to announce an esteemed guest from Tenshukaku has agreed to take part in this year's festival. Please welcome Her Excellency, the Almighty Narukami Ogosho, God of Thunder.
So this was your plan, Miko?
Well, not bad, right?
Wow, that was quite the entrance. Paimon can't believe she agreed to that. Why didn't you clue us in earlier? We wasted all that time asking pointless questions.
Almighty Shogun! Glory to your everlasting reign! Welcome. Welcome.
This stall looks familiar. Yet it would seem the ownership has changed hands.
Ah, you must be thinking of Tomoki. He wasn't feeling well today, so I'm filling in.
I see. Yet, you remind me of someone. A Doshin from the Tenryo Commission.
Oh?
What are you looking at,
The food offerings. Although this vendor seems... working? Ah, I see. I appreciate your dedication, sir.
Well, of course. It's an honor to serve such esteemed guests.
No need for formalities. I'll take 3 orders of dango milk.
Right away.
3 orders? So Paimon gets one too?
Yes, I wanted to thank you for accompanying me. Without you by my side, I imagine the people here would be on edge even now. I have my reasons for being here, of course, but I would hate to tarnish the festive atmosphere.
Indeed. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Hundreds of years have passed since I last partook of the festivities. Much is different this time. The people, the place, the games. Yet, the name endures, and the joy of celebration along with it. I suppose that, in itself, is a form of eternity.
Traveler, Paimon. And the almighty Shogun?
Oh, Mizuki! Looks like you got some much-needed rest.
Yume Mizuki. Thank you for your aid earlier.
Of course. I'm always willing to help. It's my duty. I wish I could have dispelled the nightmares, but this situation is uncharted territory for me.
Even so, relieving the pain of the nightmares is no small feat. You honor the legacy of the Yumekui Baku.
So not even Mizuki could fix it? What's going on with this nightmare creature?
Let's save the difficult questions for later. Actually, I came here to ask you something. Want to come to the Isa bathhouse with me? Most of the contestants will be there. Oh, and don't worry about payment. It's my treat.
Really? Yes, let's go!
Well, game development isn't easy. Most of the contestants are exhausted and could use a break. You've been under a lot of pressure yourselves with the investigation and all, so I thought you might like to join.
Of course we would! Right, Traveler?
I will remain here. I rarely have time away from Tenshukaku, and I would like to continue perusing the stalls.
Aw, that's too bad.
I almost forgot. Miko wanted to talk to you, Traveler. I'll take you to her first.
Oh? Well, why don't we all go?
Almighty Shogun, your dango milk is ready.
Oh, delicious.
No need, Shogun. Miko just had some quick things to go over with the judges, that's all. You and Paimon can wait here. We'll only be a minute. Alright, now we can talk freely. I think something's off with the Shogun. You've been with her the whole day. Have you noticed anything? Up close, sometimes it's hard to see the whole picture. I think something is troubling her. I've witnessed a lot of cases where patients, for a variety of reasons, are unwilling or unable to seek help. Unfortunately, that only exacerbates the problem. Until their emotions become so heavy, even the strongest of people collapse under the weight. I see those warning signs in the Shogun. Humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion, and are naturally susceptible to the same mental turmoil. It's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside has learned to compartmentalize their negative emotions, and that is far from healthy. Anyway, the quickest route to curing the mind is through the heart. That's where you come in, Traveler. Approaching someone in a professional capacity often makes them more guarded, but don't worry, you'll still have my help. Here, with these 2 special coupons, you can get into Isa Bathhouse after closing. Then, this is what you're gonna do.
Finally, you're back! Paimon's had 2 servings of dango milk already!
Sorry for the wait. It sounds like the Traveler has other plans, Paimon. So we'll head to the bathhouse on our own.
Huh? You're not coming? Okay. Paimon will bring you back a hot spring egg.
There is no need to stay behind on my behalf. If you leave now, I'm sure you can catch up. What makes you say that? If my presence makes them nervous or impedes their ability to relax, does that not defeat the purpose of going to the hot springs? I already disturbed their progress by coming to the festival. The last thing everyone needs is more distractions. As you know, this body is hardly that fragile. It can operate for another 100 years with no issue. Mortals are weak in body and mind. If there is a choice of who to bear such a burden, naturally that person should be me. What does it matter? The world is not so easily bent to one's will. What clever verbal tricks, traveler. It appears you've been spending too much time with Miko. You think you can get away with manipulating the Shogun? I wouldn't be so sure. Persistent indeed. Very well. As you proposed, we shall set out at midnight. Steam replete with the scent of orchids. Water that turns the complexion a blushing pink. So, this is a hot spring. Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku, but the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi introduced the Snezhnayan blast furnace to Inazuma, and that was 500 years ago. When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. And naturally, the body of the Shogun has no need for such luxuries. The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed. What makes you say that? Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, a nightmare engulfed Inazuma. On a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces, creatures capable of possessing people and trapping them in nightmares. Even the Yumeku Ibaku could do nothing to wake them. Perhaps not. The battle was intense. Those who stood up in defense of this land knew the chance of survival was slim. In the face of certain death, surely a nightmare is nothing to fear. But what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become a waking nightmare instead. The person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything in the real world as a continuation of the war, and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. That is a far more painful nightmare, both for the person in question and those around them. Yes. I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down. No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision, both for Inazuma's sake and her own. If necessary, I would do it again. Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes? You've listened in long enough.
Oh. Before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, how about a hot spring tea party?
Hey!
Ah, nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
So who came up with this idea? I want the truth.
I guess both of us?
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist about how to get an old friend to open up. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can make someone less guarded. Looks like it worked like a charm.
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions, but would you let your guard down around her?
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past, and I did not want to interfere with the investigation. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare from back then, naturally, I would have discussed this intel with you.
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I wanted you to open up in the first place.
Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out. Oh no! Someone's unconscious!
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
What's going on? Almighty Shogun?
What happened just now? What frightened you?
Shogun, It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing can hurt you. Just take a deep breath and tell us... I almost fainted again just now. Yes, I was on my way to your restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree. It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. So I tried to get a closer look in the moonlight. And it was me! In that moment, I thought about how people who see their doppelganger usually end up dead, and I fainted from the shock. I don't remember anything after that.
A doppelganger in Inazuma City. But we only detected traces of the nightmare around Mount Yogo.
I heard that people encountered doppelgangers at Mount Yogo too! Could it be the work of some terrible yokai? Now that we have an understanding of the situation, why don't I take you to the police station to file a report? Okay.
The situation is getting worse. If the doppelganger is limited to the festival grounds, that's one thing. But appearing on a random street in Inazuma City...
On the bright side, the victim seems okay this time.
Bad news, Shogun!
A Tenryo Commission official? What's wrong?
Another victim at the festival. Kappa is trapped in a nightmare.
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping watch.
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once.
Kappa! ちょっと通して。私に見せて。
あ、水木？旅人もやっと帰ってきたのか。
将軍様、申し訳ありません。私どもの警備不行き届きのせいで。
起こってしまったことの悔恨に 体力を使うことはありません。目撃者はいますか？
残念ながらおりません。敵の痕跡も見つからず。
僕たちちょっとカッパと離れてたんだけど、振り向いたら倒れてたんだ。
きっと恐ろしい大妖怪の仕業に違いない。
現場には妖理の変化の他に妖力の痕跡はない。手口を変えたか？待って、稲妻城でも事件があったのかい？二重心、悪夢、稲妻城と陽光山。
水木どうじゃ？
おかしい。悪夢を感知できない。まるで死者みたい。
きっと大妖怪がもっと強くなったんだ。
死ぬ
私の責任です。襲撃や敵の手口を予測することすらできませんでした。
いい。敵を侮った私に責任があります。皆の安全を守りつつ、祭りを無事に開催できるだろうと、高をくくっていました。サラ、他の参加者や職員の様子はどうですか？
異常はありません。念のため、社奉行の当主に人々の避難と保護について依頼してあります。
わかりました。ではこれより、参戦花祭りを中止とします。
待って。
ミコ、何か？
請求に過ぎるのではないか？民の身を案ずる気持ちはわかるが、むやみに動いては敵の思うつぼじゃぞ。A が誰よりも悪夢を警戒していることは百も承知じゃ。しかしこたびの敵、悪夢だけではあるまい。
どういうことですか？
ただの患者。さすがこちらの鹿の院同心には早くも思い当たる節があるようじゃが。
ご賞賛には及びません。いくつか推論を得ただけです。悪夢の妖怪の痕跡は現れたり消えたりを繰り返しつつも、陽光山の麓あたりにとどまっていた。もし追っ手から逃れるために会場に潜入したならば、あえて二重心の形で現れる理由はない。悪夢の妖怪が突然空間移動の能力を手にしたと考えるよりも、別の線を考えた方がいいだろう。
悪夢の妖怪と二重心は、敵は2つの能力の他にも、二重心は被害者本人の勘違い。何か違うよ。
現れた時間と場所が偶然にも重なったことから、天領奉行はその2者を同一視してしまう。悪夢の妖怪を一旦脇に置き、二重心にまつわる事件だけを。
二重心事件では直接的な被害者は出てない。でも
二重心の階段は稲妻では広く知られてる。犯人はちょっとした変化の術で姿を会場に天領奉行の警備体制が敷かれてから、犯人は稲妻城にも姿を現した。
だがなぜそんなことを？怖がらせたかったというのは動機としては不十分な気がするが。
そうだね。それは手段に過ぎない。逆に言えば目的が達成されない限り、また同じ場所で同じことを繰り返すだろうね。そして犯人が稲妻城を新たな標的として移動したなら、初めに奴がいた場所には空きができてしまう。不在に気づかれないため、そしてさらに恐怖を拡大させるため、犯人はその地に身代わりを残す必要があった。
カッパが木だったなんて。
道理で悪夢を感知できなかったわけだ。
なるほど。二重心の犯人は カッパのふりをして会場に潜入し、今は稲妻城に身を潜めているということですね。
それだけではありません。一人ではバレる可能性が高い。しかし同時に複数人に扮していれば互いに援護することだって可能です。
前回の肝試し大会じゃあんまり交流できなかったけど、
一つ目小僧たち3人はずっと一緒にいるから、もし誰かに問題が起きたら気づくはずだよな。
そういえばこういう変化の術ってびっくりすると尻尾をつかまれやすくなるって聞いたけど、本当なのかな？
あ、料理の尻尾だ。
逃げろ銀閣、銀閣、鉄之助。
あいつら逃げたぞ。
稲妻城に残ってって言ったのに、金閣と銀閣を置き去りにするなんてタヌキの道に反する。
喧嘩してる場合か。早く逃げるんだ。
料理だったのか。早く追いかけようぜ。なんだこれ、これも料理が作ったのか。邪魔だな。
もう無理だ。人間に追いつかれる。
あいつら止まれ。
アホか。それで止まるわけないだろうが。
もう一回。人間はバカだからバレない。僕はいない、僕はいない。僕は焚き火、僕は焚き火。
バカ鉄之助、焚き火って言うな。バレるだろ。
旅人、今聞こえたか。焚き火があるぞ。
いったったったった。
もう一回。変化。
あっという間に消えたぞ。
いって
ー。喜一郎、助けてー。くももくん。あとちょっとで逃げ切れる。
これ以上お前たちに振り回されて将軍様の前で失態を晒すのはごめんだ。
天狗だ。
飛んでやがる。天狗め、卑怯だぞ。
この場でお縄につけば命は助けてやる。
なぜ人間なんかを助ける。天狗も妖怪だろ
う。ふん、愚問を。私は将軍様に忠誠を誓った身。人間も妖怪も私の目には何ら違いはない。
将軍、人間たちの頭。
悪党を使わせて土地を奪った大悪党め。
デタラメを言うな。将軍様がいつそんな指示を出したというのだ。
サラ、落ち着いてください。その者たちの話を聞いてみましょう。
将軍が人間を送り込んで僕たちのふるさとを奪った。
それに参戦花祭りを開いて妖怪を人間の奴隷にしようとした。
奴隷？もしかして遊芸のことを言ってるのか。
盗賊だけじゃない。夢食いの大妖怪も徹夜で働かされた。
昨日の夜のこと？あれは私が自分から望んでやったんだけどな。
こいつらめちゃくちゃ勘違いしてるぞ。
来ないで。
人間がまた俺たちを奴隷にする気だ。
待って、この子たち様子がおかしい。
その必要はなさそうです。彼らはすでに自らの悪夢に閉じ込められてしまっています。
何をする気だ。僕たちを捕まえて化粧現実にするつもりか。銀閣は夜更かししたくない。
奴隷や強制労働などと傍から見ればおかしな誤解に過ぎませんが、彼らの夢の中、 絶望と恐怖に満ち、周りは敵で溢れ返り、一切の光が届かない、そんな世界。
つまりこいつらは無有状態にあるってことか？
さような方法があるならば、とうの昔に使っておったじゃろう。
殺すなら早くしろ。タヌキの道に背くようなことは絶対にしない。働かされるくらいなら死んだ方がマシだ。
何する気？やめて。最近人間がどんどん増えてる。
今何年経ったんだ？100年？それとも500年か？
思い出せない。鎧がいたら
誰か来る。
ここの土地は上等だな。耕して畑を作れば豊作間違いなしだ。周辺に妖怪の痕跡がないか忘れず確認しろよ。将軍の特命だからな。
将軍の特命だからな。もし妖怪がいたら一体。
皆殺しはいかんだろう。少し残して働いてもらわんと。故郷は自分の手で耕してもらわないとな。
そういえば参戦花祭りって知ってるか？祭りの収益の5割は開発計画の資金に回されるらしいぞ。
ああ、聞いたよ。人間
のための参戦花祭りだろ。妖怪のやつら自分たちだけで楽しみやがって。
その通りだ。奴らを奴隷にして働かせてやる。変化の術に長けてるそうじゃないか。ならその術でせいぜい楽しませて。
そんな。見つかるぞ。
俺はなんだ？
おい、大丈夫か？ヨウコ、カッパ、人が倒れてるぞ。
今行くから。
妖怪も人間も気絶した？
まさか道連れか？
参戦花祭り。
こいつ妖怪なのに喋っ
いかん。トーマの親分。
どうしよう。人間が襲ってくる。また家がなく
なら参戦花祭りに潜入しようぜ。人間を全部追い払えば。
でもどうやって参戦花祭りに潜入すれば？
トーマの親分。
俺たちがこの3人の妖怪になれば。
旅人さん、具合が悪いのですか？
ここはどこ？
あれ？悪魔が消えた？浄化されたの？
人間妖怪もいっぱい。
思い出した。人間は参戦花祭りで俺たちを捕まえようとしてたんだ。
まだちょっと意識が混乱してるみたいだね。人間への警戒心が解けてない。隠遁生活？
トーマの親分マジやべえって言いまくってたのもその言葉ぐらいしか言えなかったからってことか。よく考えたら秋津遊芸を作ったのは一つ目小僧たちなのに今回は全部トーマが作業を担当してたよな。どういう意味だ？オイラが平蔵ぐらい賢いってことか？
まあそういうこと。
わっぱの話からするとこやつらは500年前からずっと隠れて暮らしてきて鎧のことも知っておるということか。
補正書500年ぶりですね。 サラ、平蔵、二重心の件は解明しましたが、悪夢の脅威はまだ取り除かれています。あなたたちは会場に戻り、引き続き警備に当たってください。ヨーリーのことは私が対処します。
はっ、将軍様。
Oh, keep it down. Bringing all these people at this hour. Don't you know even statues need to sleep? Shogun, I bow before thee. No, wait, shoot, I'm still a statue. What should I...
All is well, Ioroi, hidden protector of the grove.
Ah, that would be because when Ioroi tried to pluck a knackwweed from the Imperial Garden, A nearly split him in two, Yashiori Island style.
Keep it to yourself, you meddlesome kitsune.
Ioroi, I wish to ask you something.
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely anything. It is my honor to answer.
Suck up.
You could have at least slowed down a little. It took forever to convince them to come with me.
Oh, it's Yoroi! The humans really did kill you! Your body is stone!
Huh? I am not dead.
Not dead? The Kitsune spoke the truth?
This spell is Yoroi! Yoroi is alive? Yoroi? The humans really did seal you away!
Wait, this must be Kinkaku, Ginkaku, and Tetsunosuke. You weren't sealed away?
When the humans, Kabuda Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
We ran and hid. The humans searched and searched. So many friends couldn't move. Our yokai powers were getting weaker.
So we decided to escape the human just as the great Bakedanuki Tsukumo taught us, by digging a hole in the ground! That's when we uncovered a horn filled with yokai power! It was the will of the great Bakedanuki Kichiro made manifest! It restored our power! And then we made the human go, oh, ching, yeah, yeah,
Oh, and by ting tune, yeah, you mean?
We tricked him and ran.
So, you didn't actually beat him up at all?
We've been using the horn to hide ever since. But there are too many humans. It's getting harder to hide.
A horn full of yokai power. Could that be the source of the nightmares? The reason the Bakedanuki are so afraid of humans? If the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare, using its power to hide would spread the nightmare to them. That means the Bakedanuki have been trapped inside this state of anxiety for 500 years.
Ha! I could have told you that nothing good would come from that horn. Using external power is against the Tanuki path.
We strayed from the path?
But the horn helped us hide from the humans. The humans tried to take our land.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to determine in advance if yokai were present on the land in question. Whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether, or attempt to reach a mutually beneficial agreement, a peaceful resolution was always the goal.
Oh, really?
Wait, that is what the humans said back then, isn't it?
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here, we need to discuss the proposal.
Ginkaku, Tetsunosuke. Not all humans are bad. Yellowfur over there helped me a great deal, you know.
Besides, the Bakedanuki were only sealed away back then because Ioroi stole that comb.
Yoroi is a thief?
Yoroi got what he deserved.
How was I to know it was used to make sacred Sakura Daifuku? I gave it back, didn't I?
So the humans were mean for no reason?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless, so I conceded the match. Anyway, the point is, neither side is bad.
There he goes again, changing the subject when it makes him look bad.
Now you know. No human is trying to harm you.
So, it was all a nightmare.
500 years in hiding? For nothing. It was a 500-year-long game of hide and seek. What's so bad about that? Besides, you won.
Huh? We won? Go us! We're even better than Yoroi!
Hey, my game of hide and seek isn't over yet.
Wow, the mind of a Bake Danuki is something else. Still so cheerful even after all that.
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare and prevented them from causing any real harm. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this time? Who could it belong to? A horn buried under Mount Yogo.
Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior raised her sword against the almighty shogun. Losing an arm and a horn to the shogun's blade, she fled into the forest, never to be seen again. A trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness, she was once devoured whole by a beast from beyond this world, with the body of a tiger and the tail of a serpent, until she tore the creature apart from within. Thus she earned the name Chiyo the Tigerbite, or Tora Chiyo.
I don't think Chiyo would like that name. Though she escaped the belly of the beast alive, that battle never left her. She saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until she could no longer distinguish dream from reality. The nightmare twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction. It was in that state, trapped in the battlefield of her mind, that she raised her sword against me on Mount Yogo. With the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion of the mountain itself. I suspect that is when the horn in question was buried there.
And subsequently uncovered by 3 Bake Danuki. That means the fragment on the horn comes from Chiyo's nightmare.
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. If what the traveler saw is true, it's possible Kinkaku and the others' fear over the past 500 years allowed the fragment to gain physical form and become something akin to a Jibakure, an earthbound spirit. They move through the ley lines, but are also bound by them. That's why the traces of this entity appeared intermittently and never outside of Mount Yogo.
It would seem the fragment of this nightmare is no different from the one back then. It hates all joy and every good thing in this world. The investigation team working for a better future? Attacked. Hitotsume Kozo and his friends, kind enough to lend a helping hand? Attacked.
Yeah, and we were attacked too! Right when we were having fun with the playtesting.
Perhaps it needs to regain strength after your defeat. Or perhaps it is biding its time because it knows, with whatever rationality remains, that it cannot defeat you. But sooner or later, its twisted hatred will force it out of hiding, and it will move to strike its enemies. When Chiyo set her sights on a target, she was never one to waver.
Oh.
But both possibilities prove something. Nightmare fragments can be defeated, and an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of Muso Ishin.
There's really no other way?
Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn. That is all that remains. The living must take precedent over the memory of the dead.
Oh, who cares about the dead anyway? I'm just trying to look out for the living.
What is that supposed to mean, Miko?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor Bake Danuki friends.
Huh? What does that have to do with us?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the Bake Danuki for nearly 500 years. Strike it down, and who's to say whether you take the lives of our poor friends along with it?
I beseech you, Almighty Shogun, spare the young ones. It was just a momentary... oh, no. A 500-year-long lapse in judgment.
Miko, you speak the truth?
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've encountered similar cases during their extensive travels.
Well, Oh! Yes. During my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Then, what would you propose? This nightmare fragment is a constant threat to Inazuma. Should all other options fail, I will take action.
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then the most logical option is to get rid of the nightmare itself.
Right! Can't you just eat the nightmare, Mizuki?
The Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago. Even yesterday, when faced with the corruption of the nightmare, Mizuki could only mitigate the effects.
What was impossible back then is not necessarily impossible now. I think Mizuki has the right idea. If we cannot eradicate the nightmares directly, why not use this entity's tricks against it? Combat illusions with illusions. Combat nightmares with dreams.
Is that even possible?
Don't forget, there are yokai that specialize in shape-shifting and illusions, and they happen to be right in front of us.
Where? Kinkaku doesn't see them anywhere!
Maybe they're hiding as trees? Or the wind?
Fools! The Kitsune is clearly referring to the Bake Danuki. Tetsunosuke, Kinkaku, must you be so dense?
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare fragment, they are perfectly positioned to create a dreamscape that the entity will be unable to distinguish from the real world.
Back then, the nightmare had little to no weaknesses. If we want to give the Bake Danuki an opportunity to strike, I assume you have a plan, Miko?
You said it yourself. Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. All that remains is a fragment of her nightmare, already broken and vulnerable. Besides, Mizuki is an old friend, one that is not to be underestimated. She has traveled the land studying dreams and is far more capable than those old fossils back then.
Oh, she just usually doesn't compliment me to my face. But Miko's right. If we work together, I'm confident we can put together a ritual to subdue the nightmare fragment.
Once we perform the ritual, it will take some time for the barrier to take effect. Luckily for us, we have two formidable warriors on our side. Our festival representative, who also happens to have extensive experience against dark forces, and the almighty Shogun, unmatched in combat. I'm sure the two of you can buy us some time.
There's just one problem. Since this entity can pass through the ley lines, its movements are unpredictable. If we're going to create a barrier, how can we be sure it appears where we want?
The solution to that is obvious. If the nightmare fragment despises all sources of joy and happiness, then naturally a joyous occasion would be an evil beyond measure. An enemy that must be annihilated at all costs.
So, if we want to lure it out...
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
What joy could possibly compare to finishing one's work right before the deadline?
I would imagine we can all think of a few. But I agree. The Mikawa Flower Festival is the most plausible target. Once the enemy appears, I will pull them into the plain of Euthymia immediately. I will not put the people in danger. Traveler, I ask that you join me there so we can subdue the enemy together.
All right. I will update everyone back at the festival and start the preparations for the ritual. I'll need your help, Mizuki. It's going to be a busy night.
Looks like an all-nighter for me.
Well, this was your idea. Oh, and don't forget, you need to finish a Little Fox's Daydream as well.
And in a surprising twist, you were my nightmare all along.
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your limits. If the enemy proves too much to handle, leave them to me. I know. I understand your concerns, just as you know mine. We need not say any more than that. Just get some rest and prepare yourself for the battle to come. One more thing. Thank you.